international extension just late last year. It started from 1st of January. And the idea for this international cooperation actually came from our steering committee. And it was actually Mr. Pirkko sitting there whose fault this whole day is the cooperation project, because he asked me, well, have you heard about this Clarus project in the USA? And no, never heard. He had seen that in ITS Congress in New York, and then we started to find out, and it turned out that, yeah, it's really interesting, and actually a project that it's something that we have been discussing in ROADIDEA that we should have in Europe. So indeed that was interesting, and that's how it all started, and we got funds for this little extension, and that's why we are today discussing these international matters. But also then innovation. This day will be an example how an innovation seminar can be done. It will be very short, of course. We are having only a few hours today, but anyway, those who have not done this before will see how it all goes. Okay. Well, this ROADIDEA and INCO project, the objective of that is really to compare, now that we got some results in ROADIDEA, we will compare these results to the situation in the USA and Canada, and then analyzing what are the differences, if any, and what are the differences in services. And our partner projects in there are especially this Clarus initiative. It is managed by the Federal Highways Agency, and then ITS Canada, and Road Services of Environment Canada, and also Transport Canada. So we have many partners on that side of the Atlantic. And this project is done by myself, and then Rene from DLR, and then Igor from Amanova. We are the main team. This is a very small project, and we are doing a lot of trips there. We had one in TRB in January, and also in Saarikivi that you heard already yesterday. We made connections. We are just now actually next week doing some fact-finding missions again, and then we will have we had one innovation seminar there already in April in Washington DC, and we'll have one just before midsummer in Montreal, Canada. And then in this final seminar, I will now present you some results, and then when we finish this project, we will do our final dissemination seminars again in the USA and Canada. And this project will deliver a report, our final report, which will be then a full analysis of what we found out, and how we see really the comparison between ROADIDEA ideas in Europe and in USA and Canada. Well, the main issue why ROADIDEA exists, and any other project where we want to innovate new and better services, this is one of the main issues, really the safety issue. Traffic can kill you, and really the figures are quite drastic. In Europe, more than 40,000 people are killed every year, and very often these are young people, and that's quite awful. And then more than 1 million injured. And in most of these accidents, weather really plays a significant role. It can be slipperiness, snowfall in the northern latitudes, or bad visibility, and fog especially that we heard yesterday. It's a really bad problem in Middle Europe with a lot of chain accidents after those weather events. Well, if we compare the figures now in the USA, here are some recent figures from there, and now these figures are all those that are really due to weather. So if you compare, you may see that they are smaller, but it is because really these are weather related. So they have annually more than 7,000 people killed due to weather in traffic, and more than 700,000 injuries. And if this is 1/4 of all cases, then you do the multiplication, you find out that okay, it's almost the same level as, or comparable to Europe. As areas and amount of people, we are almost similar, even though of course their private cars are used more maybe than in Europe. And of course the costs for this kind of problems, it's huge, billions of dollars every year. And so whatever we do to improve this situation, it means a lot for people and for economics. Federal Highway Administration in USA, they are really a federal organization looking at the whole continent. This is something we don't have in Europe. I wish we had. We really don't have yet this kind of organization, but they are in a position that they can look at the whole picture of the continent and really start developing things together with the states. Of course, states are independent in deciding, for instance, how they want to build their own road observing station networks, but then the federal administration does this planning in the large scale. And they coordinate stakeholder needs and so on, and their common meetings, and do a lot of applied research, observing, forecasting, traffic management, decision support, and have this technology transfer, a lot of training and education. By the way, they have a lot of information on the web. If you are interested, you can go and look at that. Their slogan is anytime, anywhere, road weather information. Very good slogan. Yesterday you heard that we have the data problem in Europe, and this would be a good slogan for us as well. And it's very practical. We have a problem, we should find a solution. So we have here in the picture on the left side the same kind of data sources that we have here, observing systems, models, all that, and then a little bit different decision support systems. This is maybe we don't have a similar kind of focus here in Europe. At least I have myself now a feeling. By the way, we don't have final results yet, but these are our first impressions. So we may not use decision support systems as much as is used or planned to be used in the USA. So there may be one difference in our how we act in road management. And of course, after a very good system and all these software and user interfaces and complete systems, then the managers make the right decisions, and then we get the benefits to society. So it's quite a long chain from technology to the final benefit. Well, the Clarus initiative, it is really to demonstrate and evaluate the value of this slogan, anytime, anywhere, road weather information. And their public agencies, of course, play a key role in this observational part, but there are also private players, and especially in USA, there's a very clear distinction between public and private roles. Private companies take care of the services, and the public sector really works to get as a good situation for the enterprises to do their services. So there is no, in Europe we do have a problem sometimes with these roles, but not there, I haven't seen that. Cloud system is something, of course, similar that we have here in several countries, or most of countries do have a network of observing stations, quite similar, as you can see, instrumented masts with different kind of sensors that are needed in traffic. Road weather sensors, of course, in Clarus we are mainly talking about those. And functions in the Clarus system include this data assimilation. So the data is really collected, centralized with a certain way. Quality checking, which is very important, I will tell you about that a little bit. And then data dissemination, how users can get that as easily as possible. Well, Clarus, once it is fully operational, they really have a vision, and I'm sure they are right in their vision, that it will be a source for unlimited service innovations. And this is exactly what we have talked about in ROADIDEA. If the data is available easily somewhere without too many or hardly any cost, that will be a source, really a source of new innovations, service innovations. Here in this picture you will see some examples that already are there up and running in the USA. So there will be much more effective service websites where users can use use pre-trip planning, in-vehicle information, and really these enhanced decision-making tools, PDAs, all this. They also have this phone 5111 phone service. Radio, and TV, of course, media will be a very important source for information in the future as well. This Clarus system, it's very large, it's very complicated, and you don't do it overnight. So also this has been developed since 2004, and now it has been about 6-7 years, and it's about to be fully operational. And the idea is that now that it is this development is managed by the Federal Highways Administration, then it will be there will be a transition to NOAA, who is the executive body, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, who takes care of this daily weather services and related services. So they will be then responsible to run the service when it's fully operational, and it should happen very soon.